All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into the world of cafe racer culture.
Yeah.
You know, those vintage motorcycle vibes that seem to be like everywhere these days,
Yeah.
especially those cool cafe racer classics t-shirt designs you were asking about.
Yeah.
We'll uncover how this subculture went from like British back roads to a global style thing.
It is fascinating how those cafe racers went from a tiny group of speed-obsessed rebels
Yeah.
to like a mainstream aesthetic
Right.
that's found its way onto everything.
Yeah, it's not just about the bikes anymore.
Yeah, not at all.
So our deep dive is based on a review of this Cafe Racer Classics t-shirt design bundle.
Okay.
And it's more than just a product review. It's like a window into this whole movement.
Right.
The reviewer even talks about how seeing a vintage Cafe Racer t-shirt sparked their own journey into design.
That's a great example of how powerful visuals can be.
Yeah.
The reviewer wasn't necessarily a die-hard motorcycle enthusiast,
Right.
but that single image captured their imagination and got them thinking, I could create something like this.
It's like a visual chain reaction.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, let's rewind back to 1960s Britain.
Okay.
Picture a bunch of young rebels customizing their motorcycles,
All right.
stripping them down to the bare essentials for speed.
Yeah.
They'd race between cafes, hence the name Cafe Racers,
Uh-huh.
and their bikes became an extension of their rebellious spirit.
What's interesting is how the reviewer specifically points out the role of speed
Oh, yeah?
in cafe racer culture.
Okay.
It wasn't just about looking cool. It was
Yeah.
about pushing those bikes and themselves to the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And that sense of daring is woven into the aesthetic.
Totally. So you've got these stripped-down bikes,
Yeah.
leather jackets, and a whole lot of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Cafe racer style didn't stay confined to the world of motorcycles.
Right.
It went into fashion music, even a certain mindset.
Interesting.
Think rugged individualism and a love for all things vintage.
And this is where we start to see how seemingly niche cultural movements
Yeah.
can have a ripple effect.
Okay.
The cafe racer aesthetic tapped into a broader desire for authenticity and rejection of mass production.
Yeah.
People were drawn to the craftsmanship, the history,
Yeah.
and the rebellious spirit it represented.
So it's like they were saying, we're not going to follow the trends.
Yeah.
We're going to make our own.
Yeah.
And that's a message that still resonates today,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the rise of independent makers and creators.
Exactly. And that brings us back to those t-shirt designs.
Okay.
The cafe racer aesthetic translates so well onto apparel
Uh-huh.
because it's visually striking.
Yeah.
It tells a story, and it taps into that yearning for something unique and authentic.
And that's where this Cafe Racer Classics bundle comes in.
Right.
The reviewer actually started out trying to create their own Cafe Racer-inspired designs,
Okay.
but quickly realized that custom design can be a major undertaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's easy to underestimate the amount of work that goes into good design.
Yeah.
You need to, research fonts, experiment with colors,
Right.
sketch out ideas, refine those sketches, and then translate them into digital formats. And even then, you might go through multiple revisions
Yeah.
before you land on a design that truly works.
That's why so many aspiring designers and entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
they hit a wall.
Yeah.
They have the passion and the ideas,
Right.
but they get bogged down on the technicalities.
Exactly. And that's where something like this pre-made bundle can be a game changer.
Yeah.
It's like having a team of professional designers at your fingertips,
Right?
giving you access to high-quality, ready-to-use artwork without the headache of creating it from scratch.
Right. And the reviewer specifically mentions the value proposition of this bundle.
Yeah.
Over 50 designs for just $34.99.
Wow.
Imagine trying to commission that many custom designs.
You'd be looking at a significantly higher cost,
Yeah.
not to mention the time investment. So for someone just starting out,
Yeah.
pre-made designs can be a really smart way to test the waters, establish a brand identity, and start generating revenue without breaking the bank.
And the reviewer wasn't just impressed by the price.
No.
They were blown away by the quality of the designs. They talk about the attention to detail, the authentic vintage vibes,
Yeah.
and the fact that there are so many different styles to choose from.
Offering variety within a niche is crucial. It's about understanding that even within a group of cafe racer enthusiasts, there are going to be different tastes and preferences.
Yeah.
Some might be drawn to more minimalist designs, while others might prefer bolder, more graphic styles.
And having that range means you're more likely to connect with a wider audience.
Absolutely. And speaking of connecting with an audience, the reviewer shared a great anecdote
Oh, yeah.
about wearing a hoodie with one of the bundle designs to a motorcycle rally.
Okay.
People were actually coming up to them asking where they could get one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So talk about real-world validation.
Exactly.
It shows that these designs aren't just cool to look at.
Yeah.
They can actually spark conversations and generate interest.
It's a testament to the power of visual communication.
Mm-hmm.
A well-designed T-shirt can act as a conversation starter,
Right.
a walking advertisement, and a way to connect with like-minded people.
So let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the business side of things.
Right.
You've got these amazing designs.
Yeah.
You've got people asking where to buy them.
Right.
What are the next steps for someone who wants to turn this into a real business?
Well, the first step is solidifying your niche, which you've already done,
Okay.
by focusing on cafe racer enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
But then you need to think about practical things,
Yeah.
like finding a reliable and cost-effective printing solution.
Yeah, because printing quality can make or break a T-shirt business.
Absolutely. And then you need to decide where you're going to sell your products. Are you going to set up an online store, sell at events like motorcycle rallies, or maybe even explore partnerships with local boutiques or motorcycle shops?
There are so many options these days.
There are.
And this Café Racer Classics bundle actually goes beyond just the initial 50 designs.
Oh, wow.
It also includes 20 bonus designs and a weekly design newsletter.
That's great.
So you're constantly getting fresh inspiration and new ideas.
That's a smart move. Design trends evolve.
Yeah.
And even within a seemingly timeless aesthetic, like cafe racer style, you need to stay current to keep your audience engaged.
It's like what the reviewer said, they were initially drawn to cafe racer culture
Yeah.
because it was all about breaking the mold and forging your own path.
Right.
But to stay relevant, you have to keep evolving and pushing those creative boundaries.
It's a reminder that even when you find a style or niche that resonates,
Yeah.
the learning and exploration never really stop.
And that brings us to one of the most inspiring parts of this whole story.
Okay.
The reviewer describes seeing someone at a coffee shop wearing one of their designs.
Oh.
And it was this incredible moment of recognition.
It's like seeing your creativity out in the world having a tangible impact.
Yeah.
In a world that's increasingly digital, those moments of real-world connection can be incredibly powerful.
Totally. And it's something that any aspiring entrepreneur, designer, or creator dreams of.
Yeah.
Seeing your work resonate with someone, knowing that you've sparked a little bit of joy or inspiration, it really makes you think about the potential impact you can have, with a single design.
Yeah, it's not just about aesthetics.
Right.
It's about creating something that people connect with on like a personal level, something that speaks to their passions and values.
And that's what's so cool about this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
We started with your interest in some cafe racer T-shirt designs. And we ended up exploring this whole subculture. It's the design principles,
Right.
even like the entrepreneurial journey of someone who turned their passion into a business.
It shows how seemingly different areas can like intersect and inform each other.
Totally.
And it all circles back to that initial spark of interest.
So as we wrap things up,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this.
Right.
What other subcultures, passions, or hobbies out there
Yeah.
have like a strong visual identity that could translate well to T-shirt designs?
Think about it. What are you passionate about?
Yeah.
Maybe it's vintage video games, skateboarding, or collecting rare stamps.
Right.
Every community has its own unique aesthetic and visual language.
Imagine seeing someone rocking a T-shirt design
Yeah.
that you created inspired by something you love.
It's like sharing a piece of your passion with the world.
Exactly.
And who knows?
Yeah.
You might even inspire the next generation of cafe racers.
Right.
Or vintage game enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Or stamp collectors.
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
So go out there, explore your passions, and see where your creativity takes you.
Remember, it all starts with that first spark of inspiration and the willingness to dive deep.